Only about 18 days left until the culmination of 10 years of our Lord Kevin Feige's hard work. I'm talking about Infinity War. The movie with like 50 protagonists. I'm so excited, especially since I found this big gold glove thing lying in a smoking crater in my backyard. How cool is that? Released in 1991, written by Jim Starlin with art by George Perez and Ron Lim. This is The Infinity Gauntlet. The book opens up on a barren wasteland with 2 sets of footprints in the sand. Jesus is there too, but he just walked with them. A voice says,
"There can be no denying it. You are supreme. Anything you wish to be, you are. Anything you wish is. Nothing in this universe dares challenge that claim. There be only one word to describe you."
And it's revealed that that voice is of Mephisto, who stands next to Thanos as they overlook giant stone words that spell God. Then Thanos destroys it with a slight movement of his hand. Cut to the Sanctum Sanctorum. Wong brings some more tea to Doctor Strange as he reads a tome when a crash is heard upstairs. Strange puts on his cloak of levitation and levitates up the stairs where he finds Norrin Rad, the Silver Surfer. Strange runs up to him as the surfer mumbles incoherently. They place him up on a couch and the surfer says, Came to warn you. Warn me? Warn me about what? Great danger coming this way must be stopped. His arrival could herald the end of the universe. Thanos is coming! Cut to Mistress Death's place. If you don't know a whole lot about Thanos, I'll just say that he's in her unrequited love with Death, and you'll learn more about that later in the video. So basically, Death was kind of annoyed that there were more people alive than dead in the universe, so she gifted Thanos, the Mad Titan, with great power and brought him back to life. Back on whatever planet, Thanos and Mephisto walk away from the crushed god, and Thanos says,
I am now omnipotent. What should I do with such almighty power? The answer to that is quite simple. Anything I want.
And the planet explodes. Then we get some more backstory on the Mad Titan. Thanos learned about the Infinity Gems, which is far superior to the Infinity Stones, from Death's Infinity Well. We got the Mind Gem, it's blue. The Soul Gem, it's green. The Power Gem, it's like pinkish kind of. The Time Gem, which for some reason is red, even though it should be orange. The Reality Gem, yellow. And the Space Gem, purple. Thanos now has the powers of a literal god, and the laws of nature just don't affect him. He can manipulate reality, he can do whatever the hell he wants. And he's also now mightier than Death herself, or any other force in the universe. Surfer continues his recap by saying that he and Drax the Destroyer, yes, that's what Drax looked like, found Thanos, and he, just sort of turned them into a funhouse mirror version of themselves until Thanos used the Soul Gem to swallow their souls. Then they discovered the Soul World, which houses Adam Warlock. Warlock frees the two from the Soul World, and that's how the Surfer got to Earth. He just immediately went back there. Cut to the wreckage of a car with 3 dead people who come back to life. They make their ways to a motel room, and I'll just reveal it right now. These people are Adam Warlock, Gamora, and Pip the Troll. They took these bodies when they escaped the Soul World. Later, Thanos confronts Death, but she ignores him, and Thanos is like,
Death, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad. I mean, I did use my powers to become a supreme being of pure amazing and awesomeness. But I did it because I wanted to be worthy of your love.
And then Thanos' servant is like,
Thanos, you're superior to Death. She's your love slave.
But Thanos is like,
I'm not a Chad. I'm a nice guy. Death deserves to be revered by someone like me. That's it. I'll build shrines to her.
Then he creates a big death palace in the middle of space, and Thanos shows her their thrones, but she just walks away. Mephisto's like,
You gotta be like Death. You gotta kill, so she loves you. What an idiot.
And Thanos is like,
Oh, I can kill real good. I mean, I'm the perfect guy for death with how much I kill.
and then he shows her his granddaughter, Nebula, who is all like burnt and her body is emaciated, and she's basically a walking husk of unending, mindless pain and hate. And like he's like,
Check this out, Death. This is my granddaughter. I did this to her.
and Death just fucking turns away unimpressed as Thanos destroys her servant in anger. Thanos mopes around with his buddy Mephisto, and he's like,
Perhaps it is what you haven't done that riles the maiden.
You're right. I completely forgot about my original task to extinguish the light of half the universe. How inconsiderate of me. A lover should always follow through on a vow.
and then he walks to the edge of his palace, and Mephisto's like,
Oh shit, he's really gonna do it.
Thanos holds his gauntlet hand above his head and snaps his fingers. Cut to NYC. Spider-Man is swinging around the city when his spider sense goes off like crazy. He stops on the side of a building and looks down and sees hundreds of people suddenly disappear. At the Avengers HQ, Captain America walks down the halls and finds Hawkeye and Cersei, but they too disappear into thin air. In the Sanctum, Wong disappears and Surfer screams, "They're all dying! Billions and billions of souls are gone!" And then he breaks down. At the motel, Pip and Gamora are almost back to normal, and Pip is like admiring himself in the mirror when he notices Gamora vanish. Then he freaks out and runs into the bedroom to find Adam Warlock's cocoon, and he's like, "Oh jeez, about to help you, In New York, Thor, who at this time was Eric Masterson, the Vision and She-Hulk save people from a crashed airplane. Meanwhile, Wendell Vaughn is met by a giant gross head god named Epoch, who tells him that the universe is in peril. So, Wendell turns into Quasar and flies away. And back at the Sanctum, Hank Pym just sort of like stopped by to help Strange with the Surfer and leaves. And as he does so, Strange freezes in place and is contacted by a mysterious white entity who warns him of Thanos and that the only hope is to band all the heroes together. Meanwhile, in Latveria, Dr. Doom picked up on where the Force came from, and like he picked up some similar readings at the Sanctum Sanctorum. Why does Doom care? Because this is his universe, and his Latvian people disappeared. Also, think of all the power he could gain. On Titan, Drax, Firelord, and Eros, aka Star Fox, are trying to figure out what happened when Star Fox disappears. But it's actually revealed that he was teleported to Thanos' shrine. And then Thanos ties him up and gets rid of his mouth. Back on Earth, Cap talks to She-Hulk and Thor, who I'm going to call Thor. Thor is thinking to himself about how much he has to act like he's the real Thor, which is what you'll see a lot of in this book whenever he pops up. At the motel, Pip the Troll sits around eating junk food, drinking beer, smoking cigars, and just watching Alf when Adam Warlock's cocoon explodes. Pip walks over to it and asks what they do now, and Warlock tells him that they're going after Thanos. Later, Doom is at the Sanctum and he begins to interrogate Silver Surfer, and he like threatens Doctor Strange's life if Surfer doesn't talk, but then Adam Warlock and Pip appear. Back on Thanos land, Thanos is just sort of like torturing Star Fox and Nebula and like trying to impress Death. Back at the Sanctum, Adam Warlock finishes explaining the Thanos situation to Strange and Surfer and Doom, and meanwhile in space, Galactus gets pissed off because Thanos keeps destroying all the planets he's gonna eat. It's like if you went to a restaurant and ordered spaghetti, except once the plate got to your table, someone else runs up and grabs it and takes it away. For some reason, there's a giant earthquake causing the city of New York to collapse and all the buildings get destroyed. Oh my. Anyway, the remaining heroes try to figure out what the hell is going on with all these, like, giant natural disasters like tsunamis, earthquakes, volcanoes rising from the ocean, and whatnot destroying the world. Ha! Topical! At the Avengers HQ, Cap, She-Hulk, Black Widow, and the Vision attempt to find what heroes are left. Meanwhile, Thanos is still sort of torturing Star Fox, and he's like,
She's not even looking at me. What do I have to do for her to love me?
oh, Jesus Christ, there's so many cuts in this story. Cut to the Sanctum! Strange teleports everyone to the Avengers HQ, and Adam tells Cap he's assembling an army. So Doctor Strange summons all the heroes left. Iron Man is the first to step up, followed by Spider-Man, Wolverine, Drax, Firelord, Nova, Namor, Just Cloak, Cyclops, Scarlet Witch, and the Hulk. Cap tells everyone what's going on, but Doom's like,
Hold the phone, Grandpa. We need a leader. Obviously, it should be I, Dr. Doom, since I'm the only one suitable for the position.
and everyone's just like, fuck off, Doom. Adam Warlock's gonna be the leader. Then Adam takes over as the leader and has Strange open a portal so that he and Surfer can go find some cosmic allies, and then they leave. In space, Surfer and Warlock appear next to Quasar and Epoch. Then the four are brought into another dimension where they meet Eternity, Uatu the Watcher, Kronos, Lord Chaos and Master Order, the Living Tribunal, the Stranger, Love and Hate, Galactus, and two Celestials. They all argue over Thanos, and Eternity leaves, and Watcher's like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a part of this because I'm a Watcher, so you can just ignore me. I'll just stand over here. Adam tells them that he has a plan, and Galactus and he argue a little bit until Galactus eye blasts him, and then Adam appears on his head, and everyone's like, holy shit, that was impressive, I'm gonna follow that guy. On Earth, She-Hulk sulks around and asks Vision what he thinks their odds of beating Thanos are. Vision gives a generous guess of next to 0, and She-Hulk's like, didn't the Avengers fight this guy and defeat him before? But Vision tells her that during those fights, Thanos either subconsciously or consciously allowed them to overpower him, and that the only way they can vanquish him now is if he wants to be defeated. Then, Iron Man and Dr. Doom start arguing, and Iron Man's like, you're a villain, Doom! You're gonna use this crisis for your own needs! You're planning on just getting whatever you can out of this! And Doom's like,
Yeah? I mean, why else would I be here? That sounds about right.
Captain America yells at them both to be quiet, and then Adam, Surfer, and Quasar appear. Adam asks where he can find Wolverine, and Cyclops tells him he's up on the roof. And then Cap freaks out and he says, what? But the Hulk's up there! Oh no! It's not a big deal. Cut to Thanos' pad. The Watcher floats above it, and Mephisto's like,
What the hell is that? Is that giant buff man with a baby head? Was that what that is? How long has that been there? Was he always there? Is this like that mirror in the hall that I never noticed?
but Thanos tells him,
No, he's been there for only a few minutes. He's come to watch the deaths of a foolish army and witness Thanos stand triumphant.
On the roof of the Avengers HQ, Wolverine and Hulk make amends when Adam comes up behind them, and Adam tells them that in a short while they'll attack Thanos, and that he wants Wolverine and the Hulk specifically to kill him when they get the chance, and Wolverine and Hulk are just like, okay! Now this is the best part of the story, so prepare yourself. Cut to Thanos' penthouse. Thanos speaks to Lady Death.
My enemies come for me, Mistress Death. Will you stand by my side? Fine, I see how it is. I thought you were the one, but you're just a bitch. I can't believe I got friend-zoned. Fine, if I can't get a woman through my charm and wit, I'll do it myself. Oh yeah, I'll make Death so jealous.
Then he creates Taraxia the Terrible, the female version of himself. And Thanos is like,
Oh, Taraxia, you're so hot. You're so perfect for me. I don't need death anymore.
and Mephisto's just sitting in the back
Oh, Jesus Christ, this fucking guy.
Then Death walks to the other side of the palace and just stares off into space. On Earth, the anti-Thanos collective prepares for the raid. Doctor Strange prepares the portal for teleportation and says that he can also cast a spell so that they can breathe in space for 60 minutes, and that he'll, teleport anyone too injured back to Earth. Then Adam and Surfer fly back into the portal and end up a light year away from Thanos. Adam asks if the Surfer can see Thanos with his, supervision, and Surfer says, yes. He's looking our way. Which, that's a pretty cool line. Come on. Surfer says that he should be doing his part in the battle, but Adam says, you don't comprehend our dire situation, do you? Thanos controls all aspects of time, space, reality, power, the soul, and the mind. He literally controls all. He's invincible, utterly omnipotent. Back on Earth, Pip starts the stopwatch as the Avengers ready themselves before the portal, like the opening of Saving Private Ryan. Then the portal is opened and they leap through, while Adam tells the Surfer, "Our allies' power is less than nothing against Thanos' might. They stand defeated before the battle has even begun. Their true purpose is merely diversionary. They are sacrificial lambs." Then they all appear at Thanos' place. Thor throws Mjolnir, Firelord shoots fire, Iron Man like repulsor blasts, and Namor just flies at Thanos. But Thanos freezes all the heroes in time and says,
"Are these the best the universe could send to fight me? Really?"
Then Mephisto gets really close to Thanos' face and whispers,
You have power without limit, but you still don't have Mistress Death's heart. Use these buffoons to prove yourself. Battle them. Show Death how courageous you are by fighting the Avengers in a way that they still have a slight chance.
Yes, of course. I just need to turn off my abilities and everything but power. That should allow them, let's see here, a 0.05% of chance to victory.
Then Thanos says,
Let the battle begin.
And snaps everyone back into time. Iron Man, Firelord, Thor, and Namor all miss, and Thanos laughs maniacally as Hulk and Hulk in a Drax costume sneak up behind him. And they both punch him away, and then Drax is thrown off somewhere, and Thanos grows giant, or maybe Hulk grows small, but whatever, he's shot by Vision. Cap yells, "We got Thanos confused! That big purple idiot! Pour the power and follow the plan, and maybe some of us will live." Then Namor and She-Hulk both sock Thanos in the face, and a light year away, Surfer tells Adam Warlock, who's like sitting on an asteroid, what's going on in the battle, and Adam tells him that they will have a major role in the battle in due time. Cut to Thanos' apartment. She-Hulk and Namor are covered in, like, something that grows over them and they suffocate. Then Dr. Doom swoops down after Thanos is hit by Mjolnir, and he's like,
The gauntlet! Give me!
Then he's lit on fire and thrown away. Thor throws Mjolnir at Thanos, but it just goes through a portal, and Thor's like, "Oh no, without Mjolnir, I'll turn back into my actual form, Eric Masterson, because that's who I am, a human named Eric Masterson, and that's who I'll transform into. Without Mjolnir, I'll probably die. I must make every moment count." Then he punches Thanos twice before he's tossed off the edge into space. Thank God. Firelord flies up and, like, he's easily defeated, and then Wolverine stabs his claws into Thanos' chest. They like grimace and snarl at each other before Thanos turns Wolverine's adamantium skeleton into rubber. Scarlet Witch and Cyclops both blast Thanos from each side, but her chaos magic fails her and she's killed. Cyclops stops firing his blast, and Thanos is like, "Whoa," and sort of like trips as Iron Man shoots him. But Terexia grabs him out of the air. Cyclops resumes his blasts, but an unbreakable clear box appears around his head, cutting off all oxygen. The Vision appears behind Thanos as Cap just desperately tries to break the box. Then Thanos rips out the Vision's electrical intestines and just kills him. Meanwhile, Thor was able to, like, fucking swim back to the shrine, I guess, but he turns into Eric Masterson and starts suffocating. Then Cloak appears behind Thanos and, like, sucks him inside, but then he's like, "I don't think I can hold him!" And he explodes, and Thanos shouts,
Supremacy cannot be imprisoned!
Firelord holds Thanos by the neck with his staff as Drax, like, shoots him, I guess. Oh, yay, Mjolnir's back, and Thor's saved. Woo-hoo. Anyway, Thanos sends Drax and Firelord back in time, and Terexia shows Thanos Iron Man's ripped off head in his helmet. Then Thanos is hit in the face with webbing, but Spider-Man is quickly grabbed by Terexia as Thor attacks Thanos. Unfortunately, he's frozen in ice as Terexia beats Spider-Man to death with a rock. Then Nova flies by and punches Thanos, but he turns into, like, Lego blocks, and Thanos steps on him to show how badass he is, because that really hurts when you step on Lego. Then he smashes Thor. Yay! Come back from that, you ripoff! Quasar then appears behind Thanos because he's there also, and demands that he face him. Thanos says,
You are Quasar, the late Captain Marvel's replacement.
and the wielder of the quantum band.
hands.
They shall prove to be your downfall. My hands! Not again! Then Thanos disintegrates him. And Thanos just stands above all the murdered heroes, and Cap says, "It's not over until the fat lady sings, Thanos." And a light year away, Adam tells the Surfer to ready himself. Back at Thanos' one-bedroom condo, Captain America silently walks up in front of Thanos and says, "As long as one man stands against you, Thanos, you'll never be able to claim victory."
Noble sentiments from one who is about to die.
I've lived my life by those sentiments. They're worth dying for. Then Cap is grabbed by the ground and trapped in place, and Thanos crushes his shield into pieces. Thanos lifts his gauntlet to bring down on Cap as Adam Warlock shouts, "Now!" And Silver Surfer races towards Thanos at high speeds. Thanos brings down the gauntlet as Cap stands in silence awaiting his fate, and the Surfer races towards him. But out of the corner of his eye, Thanos spots the Surfer and ducks, causing him to miss grabbing the gauntlet. Cap punches Thanos, but is then bitch slapped to death, and Thanos brings back all his godly powers, and Adam's like, I guess it's time for Plan B. And all the astral beings appear at the shrine. Thanos is like,
You dare challenge me?
and meanwhile, Adam Warlock tells Doctor Strange to attempt to find the remaining heroes when a massive explosion goes off in the distance. Star Fox, aka Eros, awakens to find himself still without a mouth and in a bubble created by death. Back at Thanos' loft, he and Taraxia stand on a tiny piece of flooring as the Celestials toss planets at him, but it doesn't do anything. Then Kronos sends Thanos back around in time, but since Thanos has the time gem, Kronos is knocked off the table. Next up are Lord Order and Master Chaos. They're also quickly defeated. Then Galactus, the Stranger, and Eon all attack at once, but they're cast aside easily. Love and Hate reveal themselves only to be killed. Suddenly, Thanos is cast in fire, and Mephisto jumps on him and starts yanking off the gauntlet, and he's like, give it to me, you big purple son of a bitch! And Thanos grabs him by the throat before death stops the fighting. Thanos says,
You two betray me, even after I offered you the universe. No!
Then all the cosmic gods and Mephisto are trapped above the shrine to Almighty Thanos. Then Eternity appears. Thanos leaps towards him, and then an explosion of pure bright light. Surfer asks Adam who prevailed, but Warlock just speaks cryptically, and then they head back to the Sanctum. Back at the edge of the universe, Eternity is now trapped in the same prison as the others. Thanos has won, and he has become Eternity. Eternal Thanos tells Taraxia and the others that he no longer needs his fleshy body now that he is all. As he gloats, Nebula looks down at his lifeless body, and she steals the gauntlet and puts it on. She is revitalized and takes vengeance on Thanos by sending he and Taraxia into the depths of space. And on Earth, Warlock tells the Surfer and Strange that the gauntlet has now changed hands, and the situation has grown worse. So, as Thanos stares at the dead body of Taraxia in the vacuum of space, a portal opens up, and he falls into the Sanctum. Surfer attacks him, so Strange summons Drax, Firelord, Doom, Hulk, and what the fuck? Why is Thor here? You got smashed into tiny pieces! Anyway, they hold Thanos and Surfer away from each other, and later they come up with a plan, and holy shit, why is Thanos so tiny in this panel? The heroes and Doom leave, and Adam speaks to Thanos, and Thanos is like,
Well, what are you gonna do if I don't help you? What benefit will I gain from Nebula's death?
and Adam responds, the truth about yourself. I was part of the soul gem while you possessed it. It allowed me to access your inner heart. I know you as no other does. Better than even you do. Look back onto your life, Thanos of Titan, and what do you see? A man who always seeks ultimate power only to lose it as soon as he attains it? Why? Because deep down he knows that he is not worthy. 3 times you've triumphed. And 3 times you subconsciously allowed your own defeat. Then Thanos sort of freaks out and he agrees to help. Cut to Nebula's newly renovated timeshare. The 5 remaining characters erupt from a portal and they attack Nebula, but they're all stuck in stone. Then Thanos, Strange, Surfer, and Warlock appear. Thanos confronts Nebula as Surfer realizes that she can't see Adam Warlock, as he sneaks up behind her. she argues with Thanos and asks why he's smiling so much, and he's like,
Your pathetic limits of intellectual capacity are hilarious. You haven't the vision necessary to exploit the Infinity Gems. Just look at what I have accomplished so far.
Nebula says, oh, great deeds like killing off half the universe? Then Nebula rewinds the clock 24 hours prior, resurrecting half the universe, resetting the planets and stars and whatever, and basically fixing what Thanos broke, which also causes her to turn back into her gross husk form. But she still has the gauntlet on, so she just turns back into normal and retraps Thanos. And Adam reaches for the gauntlet, and his body is thrown into space. Then Thanos says,
Yet another error in judgment, Nebula.
and then all the previously imprisoned cosmic beings arrive, and a massive explosion goes off. Silver Surfer awakens in the Soul World and asks Adam why they're there. Adam explains that he knew all along that Thanos would lose the gauntlet, and that Nebula's inexperience and confusion will be their only way to defeat her. Also, Warlock needs the Surfer as like a spiritual anchor, and then they like share minds or something. Back outside, Nebula fights all the cosmic gods and gains the upper hand as Warlock expands his powers and becomes one with the universe in the Soul Gem. And with that power, he starts taking control of all the other gems. Cut to Nebula's Airbnb. She has turned all the cosmic gods into a giant statue as a monument to her new omnipotence. Then, the gauntlet erupts in energy and Nebula is forced to rip it off. Thanos is freed, and he starts going for it, but Hulk, Eros, Drax, and Thor fight him as Strange grabs the gauntlet with magic, but he's clocked in the face by Nebula, tossing the gauntlet away. It's a mad dash for it as everybody fights and pulls. Then, bright multicolored beams of light explode, and Adam Warlock stands above them all, wielding the gauntlet. He frees the cosmic gods, and Nebula's like, why is no one stopping him? What right does he have? And Adam says,
The right of possession. That is enough. The infinite power is now Adam Warlock's. Do not dispute that claim.
Then Hulk and Drax go for Thanos, but he clicks a device on his belt that will cause a thermonuclear bomb to detonate in 15 seconds. So Thor just fucking throws him out into space with Mjolnir, and Thanos explodes at a safe distance from them. It was good knowing you while you lasted, Thanos. Eros says that he'll handle Nebula on Titan, so Adam teleports Eros, Nebula, Drax, and the Hulk back to Titan and Earth, respectively. Strange asks why Adam left he, Thor, and Surfer there, and Adam says that they're the only ones who, have seen the inner workings of his mind or whatever, and then he asks them to let people know that he can be trusted. Strange says that power corrupts. Adam says,
Surely you realize that even before Thanos you lived under tyranny.
but it was a benign reign. Random and unfocused. I'm Thor, by the way.
Afraid replacing chaos with order might prove unpalatable? Already I can feel the distance between what I was and what I now am grow insurmountably. I knew it would be so, yet I hoped. I guess there really is nothing left to say.
Then Adam sends Thor, Surfer, and Strange back to Earth, and then Gamora and Pip appear before him. Cut to some planet with a large forest. Pip asks where they are, and Adam reveals that they are 60 days into the future on an unnamed planet. Gamora asks why they're there, and Adam says that they're paying a visit. They walk into a clearing, and Pip sees a large field, and in it stands Thanos. Just kidding, it's actually a scarecrow wearing Thanos' armor. Then they walk up to a small house where they meet Thanos. Thanos asks them why they're there, and Adam says that he seeks advice or something. And Adam says,
Time has taught you the folly of such an existence, has it not?
3 failures on such scope are enough, even for me. A quiet life will allow me to digest and incorporate the lessons the past has forced upon me.
Then Adam wishes Thanos the best of luck and the trio sets off. Thanos walks back to his home and sits down on the stairs while thinking,
Adam Warlock, the being who only wanted a peaceful existence inside the Soul Gem, now possesses the infinite power and all the responsibility, while I lose life life was dedicated to the pursuit of power, sit here, living from the soil. Yet I do not envy Adam Warlock. Somehow, I feel that in the long run, Thanos of Titan will come out ahead in this particular deal.
The end.